Hello and welcome bookworms and happy holidays. Welcome to this week's episode of The Contented Narrative. We're looking at How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. Now I have reviewed some of his books on this channel before and to be fair, they've been very, very good books. I mean, obviously you had Horror Store, Final Girl Support Club, My Best Friend's Exorcism even. Try that one again. And so obviously every time a new book comes out, I'm always like, oh, let's give it a go. And I 5 out of 5 stars for his past books, absolutely loved them. You know, this one, not as much. I mean, I still loved it, I still enjoyed it, I still thoroughly, liked reading it, but I do feel like it started to drag towards the end. So basically it follows Louise and Mark, who have lost their parents quite suddenly. Louise is kind of estranged from the family. She comes back and her and Mark have never really got on, like, they kind of like don't talk to each other, and she comes back and she's like, right, okay, before I go back to my daughter and my husband and everything, my ex-husband out there and my life out there, I need to sort this, I need to get this sorted, so we need to do this, this, this and this. So she comes in and she starts like bossing everyone around, and Mark's sort of like, well, actually they want to be cremated, so I've done this and I've done this and I'm organising this. And then it turns out that Mark gets the house and everything and she only gets the artwork. So then that causes a rift and everything. And none of the characters are likeable. So I will say that, like, Mark is not a likeable character. Louise is not a likeable character. And obviously you have to give them like a little bit of leeway because obviously they've just lost their parents and everything they know has just kind of disappeared. But I did not like either of those characters, and even when the exposition and the backstories and everything happens and you find out why they are the way they are and why they were chatting and like why, Mark doesn't like Louise and why Louise doesn't like Mark and all of that, and I'm like, I still don't like these characters. I still don't think they're strong characters. I don't like them, and yes, human beings are flawed by nature, but I was just like, they get on my nerves. They are really pissing me off. And I think that's why, part of the reason why I wasn't a huge fan of the book as well. It's like, don't get me wrong, you might read it and absolutely love the characters and be like, Peggy, you need to give them a break, and actually they were brilliantly written, and I'm pretty sure like Grady Hendrix, that was the whole point of the characters, was they weren't supposed to be likable, and then you end up liking them when you find out everything that's gone on. But for me, I was just like, by the time like it got to the point where they thought they'd resolved it and they thought they'd resolved the haunted house and everything, and then everything seems to be calming down, and you're looking at how many pages are left in the book and you're going, it's not resolved though, is it, realistically? And then the way that it's not resolved just felt really dragged out. And then I will say though, the ending of like who the ghost is, I really liked that. Like, I really liked that ending. That was I was just kind of like, oh, okay, fair play to you. But I mean, as I said, I've liked all these other books and it wasn't a disaster, and I did sort of like bits of it, and I did like, the premise of it, and I liked the supporting characters, but like the main two, I was just like, you're getting on my nerves, grow up and act like adults. But again, that's just my own opinion. So obviously go ahead, go give it a read, and if you agree with what I'm saying, great. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, there's no drama. Like, literally just leave it below in the comments and be like, actually, I really enjoyed this book, I really like the characters. That's fine. I'm not here to tell you how to think, I'm just here to recommend books. I do think some people out there will like him, and I do think if you just go out and read as well some of his old stories, or as I said, I've done reviews on some of his older stories as well. He is a good writer, so obviously just bear that in mind. But thank you so much for the continued support. We have broken over 300 subscribers now. I think we're on like 304 at the moment. So thank you so much for that. Continue to share through friends, family, work, like colleagues, whatever. Like, honestly, I would not be doing this if it wasn't for you guys that are watching the videos. So thank you so much, and don't forget to click subscribe if you're not a subscriber. But happy holidays, and remember to always keep it content.